If you watch this video until the end, you will definitely pass your theory test on the first attempt. Today, we will go through 100 essential mock test questions, with the last 5 questions absolutely crucial for your success. So, stick around until the end. Now, let's get started. Watch this 20 seconds video clip with focus. Question 1. Why is it dangerous to overtake near a junction? Answer is C. A driver waiting to emerge might not see you. It can be difficult for a driver emerging from a junction to see other road users. A vehicle that's overtaking might be hidden from the emerging driver's view, especially if the vehicle being overtaken is large, such as a lorry or coach. When you overtake, choose your time and place carefully. Question 2. What is the speed limit on this road for the car towing the caravan? Answer is A. 50 miles per hour. You need to learn different driving techniques for towing a caravan. And, due to your vehicle's increased weight and length, you must plan your maneuvers well in advance. The speed limit for towing a caravan is lower than for a vehicle that's not towing. This allows for the extra time it takes to slow down and stop. Question 3. What do the white diagonal stripe markings in the middle of the road mean? Answer is D. You should not enter the area unless it's necessary and you can see it's safe. Diagonal white stripes edged by broken lines are used in the center of the road to separate traffic going in opposite directions. They're called hatched markings and are often used at junctions. You should only enter a hatched area bordered by a broken white line if it's necessary and safe to do so. Question 4. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. Separated track and path for pedal cycles and pedestrians. Separated track and path for pedal cycles and pedestrians. Question 5. What does this sign mean? Answer is B. Diversion route. This is a sign that indicates a diversion route. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Question 6. How can you make sure that a satellite navigation, sat-nav, system doesn't distract you when you're driving? Answer is D. Set it before starting your journey. Sat-navs can be useful when driving on unfamiliar routes. However, they can also distract you and cause you to lose control if you look at or adjust them while you're driving. Set the sat-nav before starting your journey, or pull up in a safe place before making any changes to it. Question 7. What should you do when you're overtaking a horse and rider? Answer is D. Go past slowly and carefully. Horses can be startled by the sound of a car engine or the rush of air caused by a vehicle passing too closely. Keep well back and only pass when it's safe. Leave them plenty of room. You may have to use the other side of the road to go past safely. Question 8. What should you do if you're driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow winding road? Answer is C. Pull in when you can, to let the vehicles behind overtake. If you're driving a slow-moving vehicle along a narrow road, try not to hold up fast to traffic. If you see vehicles following behind, pull over in a safe place and let the traffic pass before continuing. Don't wave other traffic past. This could be dangerous if you or they haven't noticed a hazard ahead. Question 9. What's most likely to increase fuel consumption? Answer is B. Harsh braking and accelerating. Accelerating and braking gently and smoothly will help to save fuel and reduce wear on your vehicle. This makes it better for the environment too. Question 10. If you're involved in a collision, what will reduce the risk of neck injury? Answer is A. A properly adjusted head restraint. If you're involved in a collision, head restraints will reduce the risk of neck injury. They must be properly adjusted. Make sure they aren't positioned too low. In a crash, this could cause damage to the neck. Question 11. What does it mean if your vehicle keeps bouncing after you sharply press down and release on the bodywork over a wheel? Answer is D. The shock absorbers are worn. If you find that your vehicle bounces as you drive around a corner or bend in the road, the shock absorbers might be worn. To test your shock absorbers, sharply press down and release above each wheel. If the vehicle continues to bounce, take it to be checked by a qualified mechanic. Question 12. How should you drive when you're driving along a road that has road humps? Answer is D. Maintain a reduced speed throughout. Road humps are there for a reason, to protect vulnerable road users by reducing the speed of traffic. Don't accelerate harshly between the humps. Put the safety of others first and maintain a reduced speed throughout the zone. Question 13. You have to make an unexpected journey. You're carrying a 5-year-old child on the back seat of your car. They're under 1.35 meters, 4 feet 5 inches, tall. How should you seat them if a correct child restraint isn't available? Answer is D. Using an adult seat belt. In journeys of unexpected necessity, and when a correct child restraint isn't available, the child must sit on the rear seat and use an adult seat belt. In a collision, unrestrained objects and people can cause serious injury or even death. Question 14. How much can stopping distances increase in icy conditions? Answer is B. 10 times. Tire grip is greatly reduced in icy conditions. For this reason, you need to allow up to 10 times the stopping distance you would allow on dry roads. Question 15. You're driving along a country road. You see this sign. What should you do after dealing safely with the hazard? Answer is D. Test your brakes. If your brakes have been thoroughly soaked, you should check that they're working properly before you build up speed again. Before you do this, remember to check your mirrors and consider what's behind you. Question 16. You're approaching a crossroads. What should you do if the traffic lights have failed? Answer is D. Be prepared to stop for any traffic. When approaching a junction where the traffic lights have failed, you should proceed with caution. Treat the situation as an unmarked junction and be prepared to stop. Question 17. Why are vehicle mirrors often slightly curved, convex? Answer is B. They give a wider field of vision. Although a convex mirror gives a wide view of the scene behind, you should be aware that it won't show you everything behind or to the side of your vehicle. Before you move off, you'll need to look over your shoulder to check for anything not visible in the mirrors. Question 18. Why should you slow down as you approach this hazard? Answer is D. Because of the level crossing. You should be slowing down and selecting the correct gear in case you have to stop at the level crossing. Look for the signals and be prepared to stop if necessary. Question 19. What should you do if you begin to feel drowsy while you're driving? Answer is A. Stop and rest as soon as possible. You'll be putting other road users at risk if you continue to drive when you're drowsy. Pull over and stop in a safe place for a rest. If you're driving a long distance, think about finding some accommodation so you can rest for longer before continuing your journey. Question 20. You see a pedestrian carrying a white stick that also has a red band. What does this mean? Answer is A. They're deaf and blind. When someone is deaf as well as blind, they may carry a white stick with a red reflective band or bands. They may not be aware that you're approaching and they may not be able to hear anything. So, for example, your horn would be ineffective as a warning to them. Question 21. You're traveling behind a moped. What should you do if you want to turn left a short distance ahead? Answer is B. Stay behind until the moped has passed the junction. Passing the moped and turning into the junction could mean that you cut across the front of the rider. This might force them to slow down, stop, or even lose control. Stay behind the moped until it has passed the junction and then you can turn without affecting the rider. Question 22. You're following a cyclist. What should you do when you wish to turn left a short distance ahead? Answer is B. Hold back until the cyclist has passed the junction. Make allowances for cyclists and give them plenty of room. Don't overtake and then immediately turn left. Be patient and turn behind them when they've passed the junction. Question 23. You're about to overtake a cyclist on a road that has a 30 miles per hour speed limit. How much room should you leave them as you overtake? Answer is B. At least as much room as you would if you were overtaking a car. You should leave cyclists at least as much room as you would if you were overtaking a car. Leave them more room if you're overtaking at speeds over 30 miles per hour. Question 24. When may you wait in a box junction? Answer is D. When oncoming traffic prevents you turning right. The purpose of a box junction is to keep the junction clear by preventing vehicles from stopping in the path of crossing traffic. You mustn't enter a box junction unless your exit is clear. However, you may enter the box and wait if you want to turn right and are only prevented from doing so by oncoming traffic. Question 25. You're traveling on a road that has road humps. What should you do when the driver in front is traveling more slowly than you? Answer is A. Slow down and stay behind. Be patient and stay behind the car in front. You shouldn't normally overtake other vehicles in areas subject to traffic calming. If you overtake here, you may easily exceed the speed limit, defeating the purpose of the traffic calming measures. Question 26. Which lights should you switch on when daytime visibility is poor but not seriously reduced? Answer is A. Dipped headlights. Only use your fog lights when visibility is seriously reduced. Use dipped headlights in poor conditions because this helps other road users to see you without the risk of causing dazzle. Question 27. What will happen if you hold the clutch pedal down or roll in neutral for too long? Answer is A. It will reduce your control. Holding the clutch down or staying in neutral for too long will cause your vehicle to freewheel. This is known as coasting, and it's dangerous because it reduces your control of the vehicle. Question 28. What do these motorway signs mean? Answer is A. They're countdown markers to the next exit. The exit from a motorway is indicated by countdown markers. These are positioned 90 meters, 100 yards, apart, the first being 270 meters, 300 yards, from the start of the slip road. Move into the left-hand lane well before you reach the start of the slip road. Question 29. What color are the reflective studs between the lanes on a motorway? Answer is C. White. White studs are found between the lanes on motorways. They reflect back the light from your headlights. This is especially useful in bad weather, when visibility is restricted. Question 30. Where should you stop to rest if you feel tired while you're traveling along a motorway? Answer is B. At the nearest service area. If you feel tired, stop at the nearest service area. If that's too far away, leave the motorway at the next exit and find a safe place to stop. You mustn't stop on the carriageway or hard shoulder of a motorway except in an emergency, when in a traffic queue, or when signaled to do so by a police officer, a traffic officer, or traffic signals. Plan your journey so that you have regular rest stops. Question 31. There are no speed limit signs on the road. In England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, how is a 30 miles per hour limit generally indicated? Answer is A. By street lighting. In England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, there's a 30 miles per hour speed limit where there are streetlights and less signs show another limit. In Wales, streetlights indicate the limit is 20 miles per hour and less signs show otherwise. Question 32. Where may you overtake on a one-way street? Answer is B. On either the right or the left. You can overtake other traffic on either side when traveling in a one-way street. Make full use of your mirrors and ensure it's clear all around before you attempt to overtake. Look for signs and road markings, and use the most suitable lane for your destination. Question 33. What's the national speed limit on a single carriageway road for cars and motorcycles? Answer is C. 60 miles per hour. Exceeding the speed limit is dangerous and can result in you receiving penalty points on your license. It isn't worth it. You should know the speed limit for the road that you're on by observing the road signs. Different speed limits apply if you're towing a trailer. Question 34. What's the speed limit for a car towing a caravan on a dual carriageway? Answer is D. 60 miles per hour. The speed limit for cars towing caravans or trailers on dual carriageways or motorways is 60 miles per hour. Due to the increased weight and size of the combination, you should plan further ahead. Take care in windy weather, as a strong side wind can make a caravan or large trailer unstable. Question 35. When may you drive without wearing your seat belt? Answer is A. When you're carrying out a maneuver that includes reversing. You may remove your seat belt while you're carrying out a maneuver that includes reversing. However, you must remember to put it back on again before you resume driving. Question 36. Other than direction indicators, how can you give signals to other road users? Answer is B. By using brake lights. Your brake lights will give an indication to traffic behind that you're slowing down. Good anticipation will allow you time to check your mirrors before slowing. Question 37. You're driving in the right-hand lane of a dual carriageway. What should you do if you see a sign showing that the right-hand lane is closed 800 yards ahead? Answer is A. Move to the left in good time. Keep a lookout for traffic signs. If you're directed to change lanes, do so in good time. Don't push your way into traffic in another lane or try to gain advantage by delaying changing lanes. Question 38. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. End of restricted parking area. Even though you've left the restricted area, make sure that you park where you won't endanger other road users or cause an obstruction. Question 39. What does this sign mean? Answer is B. Route for trams. Take extra care when you encounter trams. Look out for road markings and signs that alert you to them. Modern trams are very quiet and you may not hear them approaching. Question 40. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. T-junction. This type of sign warns you of hazards ahead. Make sure you look at each sign and road marking that you pass, so that you don't miss any vital instructions or information. This sign shows there's a T-junction with priority over vehicles from the right. Question 41. What does this road marking mean? Answer is D. You're approaching a hazard. A single broken line along the center of the road, with long markings and short gaps, is a hazard warning line. Don't cross it unless you can see that the road is clear well ahead. Question 42. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. Right-hand lane closed ahead. You should change lanes as directed by the sign. Here, the right-hand lane is closed but the left-hand and center lanes are available. Merging in turn is recommended when it's safe and traffic is going slowly, for example, at roadworks or a road traffic incident. When vehicles are traveling at speed, this isn't advisable and you should move into the appropriate lane in good time. Question 43. What does 25 foot mean on this motorway sign? Answer is D. The number of the next junction. Before you set out on your journey, use a road map to plan your route. When you see an advance warning of your junction, make sure you get into the correct lane in plenty of time. Last-minute harsh braking and cutting across lanes at speed is extremely hazardous. Question 44. Which signal tells you that the car you're following is going to pull up? Answer is C. There may be occasions when drivers need to give an arm signal to confirm their intentions. This could include in bright sunshine, at a complex road layout, when stopping at a pedestrian crossing or when turning right just after passing a parked vehicle. You should understand what each arm signal means. If you give arm signals, make them clear, correct, and decisive. Question 45. How should you give an arm signal to turn left? Answer is C. There may be occasions when other road users are unable to see your indicator, such as in bright sunlight or at a busy, complicated junction. In these cases, an arm signal will help others to understand your intentions. Question 46. For how long is an MOT certificate normally valid? Answer is B. 1 year after the date it was issued. Some garages will remind you that your vehicle is due for its annual MOT test, but not all do. To ensure continuous cover, you may take your vehicle for its MOT up to 1 month before its existing MOT certificate expires. The expiry date on the new certificate will be 12 months after the expiry date on the old certificate. Question 47. What does it mean if your insurance policy has an excess of £500? Answer is D. You'll have to pay the first £500 of the cost of any claim. Having an excess on your policy will help to keep the premium down. However, if you make a claim, you'll have to pay the excess yourself, in this case, £500. Question 48. At an incident, it's important to look after any casualties. What should you do with them when the area is safe? Answer is C. Keep them where they are. When the area is safe and there's no danger from other traffic or fire, it's better not to move casualties. Moving them may cause further injury. Question 49. You're at the scene of an incident. How could you help someone who's suffering from shock? Answer is B. Reassure them confidently. If someone is suffering from shock, try to keep them warm and as comfortable as you can. Don't give them anything to eat or drink, but reassure them confidently and try not to leave them alone. Question 50. How will a heavy load on your roof rack affect your vehicle's handling? Answer is A. It will reduce stability. A heavy load on your roof rack will reduce the stability of the vehicle because it moves the center of gravity away from that designed by the manufacturer. Be aware of this when you drive round bends and corners. If you change direction at speed, your vehicle and/or load could become unstable and you could lose control. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Question 1. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. No vehicles except pedal cycles being pushed by hand. A circular road sign with a red border indicates a prohibition. In this case, no vehicles, except pedal cycles being pushed by hand, are allowed to proceed. Question 2. What does this sign mean? Answer is B. Look out for trams approaching from both directions. This sign reminds pedestrians to look out for trams approaching from both directions. Question 3. What should you do if your mobile phone rings while you're driving or riding? Answer is C. Leave it until you have stopped in a safe place. It's illegal to use a handheld mobile or similar device when driving or riding, except in a genuine emergency. The safest option is to switch off your mobile phone before you set off, and use a message service. If you've forgotten to switch your phone off and it rings, you should leave it. When you've stopped in a safe place, you can see who called and return the call if necessary. Question 4. You're driving on a wet road. What should you do if you have to stop your vehicle in an emergency? Answer is A. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. As you drive, look well ahead and all around so that you're ready for any hazards that might develop. If you have to stop in an emergency, react as soon as you can while keeping control of the vehicle. Keep both hands on the steering wheel so you can control the vehicle's direction of travel. Question 5. You're turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do before emerging? Answer is B. Check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. Before emerging right onto a dual carriageway, make sure that the central reservation is deep enough to protect your vehicle. If it isn't, you should treat the dual carriageway as one road and check that it's clear in both directions before pulling out. Neglecting to do this could place part or all of your vehicle in the path of approaching traffic and cause a collision. Question 6. On a road where trams operate, which vehicles will be most at risk from the tram rails? Answer is B. Cycles. The narrow wheels of a bicycle can become stuck in the tram rails, causing the cyclist to stop suddenly, wobble, or even lose balance altogether. The tram lines are also slippery, which could cause a cyclist to slide or fall off. Question 7. You're approaching an unmarked crossroads. How should you deal with the junction? Answer is A. Slow down and look both ways. Be cautious, especially when your view is restricted by hedges, bushes, walls, large vehicles, etc. In the summer months, these junctions can become more difficult to deal with, because growing foliage may further obscure your view. Question 8. You're driving on a clear night. Which lights should you use if the national speed limit applies and there's a steady stream of oncoming traffic? Answer is C. Dipped headlights. Use the full beam headlights only when you can be sure that you won't dazzle other road users. Question 9. How much more fuel will you use by driving at 70 miles per hour, compared with driving at 50 miles per hour? Answer is B. About 15%. Your vehicle will use less fuel if you avoid heavy acceleration. The higher the engine revs, the more fuel you'll use. Using the same gear and covering the same distance, a vehicle traveling at 70 miles per hour will use about 15% more fuel than it would at 50 miles per hour. However, don't travel so slowly that you inconvenience or endanger other road users. Question 10. How can you reduce the chances of your car being broken into when leaving it unattended? Answer is C. Take all valuables with you. When leaving your car, take all valuables with you if you can. Otherwise, lock them out of sight. Question 11. How can you avoid wheel spin when you're driving on an icy road? Answer is A. Drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible. If you're traveling on an icy road, extra caution will be required to avoid loss of control. Keeping your speed down and using the highest gear possible will reduce the risk of the tires losing their grip on this slippery surface. Question 12. Why must you take great care when emerging from this junction? Answer is A. The view is restricted. You may have to pull forward slowly until you can see up and down the road. Be aware that the traffic approaching the junction can't see you either. If you don't know that it's clear, don't go. Question 13. Which type of vehicle should you be ready to give way to as you approach this bridge? Answer is D. Buses. A bus or high-sided lorry will have to take a position in the center of the road to clear the bridge. There's normally a sign to show this. Look well ahead, pass the bridge and be ready to stop and give way to large oncoming vehicles. Question 14. What should you do if a driver pulls out of a side road in front of you, causing you to brake hard? Answer is C. Ignore the error and stay calm. Be tolerant if a vehicle emerges and you have to brake quickly. Anyone can make a mistake, so don't react aggressively. Be alert where there are side roads and be especially careful where there are parked vehicles, because these can make it difficult for emerging drivers to see you. Question 15. Why should you make allowances for older drivers? Answer is A. Older drivers' reactions may be slower than other drivers. As people age, their reaction time gets slower. The rate of decline varies from person to person, but you can expect them to take longer to react to a hazard and they may be hesitant in some situations, for example, at a junction. Question 16. You're on a 3-lane motorway. How should you overtake a slow-moving lorry in the middle lane if it's showing this sign? Answer is C. Approach with care and overtake on the left of the lorry. This sign is found on slow-moving or stationary works vehicles. If you wish to overtake it, do so on the left, as indicated. Be aware that there might be people working in the area. Question 17. What type of vehicle uses an amber flashing beacon on a dual carriageway? Answer is D. A tractor. An amber flashing beacon on a vehicle indicates that it's moving slowly or stopped and a possible hazard. Look well ahead on a dual carriageway and you should be able to see and respond to these vehicles in good time. Question 18. What might you expect to happen in this situation? Answer is D. Traffic will move into the left-hand lane. Be courteous and allow the traffic to merge into the left-hand lane. Question 19. Why should these road markings be kept clear? Answer is B. To allow children to see and be seen when they're crossing the road. The markings are there to show that the area should be kept clear. This is to allow an unrestricted view for or approaching drivers and riders or children wanting to cross the road. Question 20. You see a horse rider as you approach a roundabout. What should you do if they're signaling right but keeping well to the left? Answer is A. Stay well back. Allow the horse rider to enter and exit the roundabout in their own time. They may feel safer keeping to the left all the way around the roundabout. Don't get up close behind or alongside them, because that would probably upset the horse and create a dangerous situation. Question 21. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. With flow cycle lane. Usually, a picture of a cycle will also be painted on the road, and sometimes the lane will have a different colored surface. Leave these areas clear for cyclists and don't pass too closely when you overtake. Question 22. You're about to overtake a cyclist. Why should you leave them as much room as you would give to a car? Answer is C. The cyclist might be unsettled if you pass too near them. Before overtaking, assess the situation. Look well ahead to see whether the cyclist will need to change direction. Be especially aware of a cyclist approaching parked vehicles, as they'll need to alter course. Don't pass too closely or cut in sharply, as this could unsettle the rider. Question 23. You're turning right from a main road into a side road. There's no oncoming traffic. What should you do if pedestrians are standing on the pavement waiting to cross the side road? Answer is D. Wait and give way to the pedestrians. You should give way to pedestrians crossing or waiting to cross the road into which or from which you're turning. Be patient if they're cautious and take their time checking that it's safe before they step into the road. Question 24. Why should you allow extra room while overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? Answer is A. The rider may be blown in front of you. If you're driving in high winds, be aware that the conditions might make a motorcyclist, or cyclist, swerve or wobble. Take this into consideration if you're following or wish to overtake a two-wheeled vehicle. Question 25. You're towing a caravan. Which is the safest type of rearview mirror to use? Answer is C. Extended arm side mirrors. Towing a large trailer or caravan can greatly reduce your view of the road behind. You may need to fit extended arm side mirrors so that you can see clearly behind and down both sides of the caravan or trailer. Question 26. When may you overtake another vehicle on their left? Answer is B. When you're in a one-way street. You may pass slower vehicles on their left while traveling along a one-way street. Be aware of drivers who may need to change lanes and may not expect faster traffic passing on their left. Question 27. When will you feel the effects of engine braking? Answer is C. When you change to a lower gear. You will feel the effect of engine braking when you take your foot off the accelerator. Changing to a lower gear will increase the effect. Question 28. Which vehicles are prohibited from using the motorway? Answer is A. Powered mobility scooters. Motorways mustn't be used by pedestrians, cyclists, motorcycles under 50 cubic centimeters, certain slow-moving vehicles without permission, and powered wheelchairs or mobility scooters. Question 29. You have stopped in an emergency area. What must you do before you rejoin the carriageway? Answer is B. Use the emergency telephone. To rejoin the carriageway from an emergency area, you must use the emergency telephone and follow the operator's advice. A lane may have to be closed so that you can rejoin the carriageway safely. Question 30. Why is it particularly important to check your vehicle before making a long motorway journey? Answer is D. Continuous high speeds increase the risk of your vehicle breaking down. Before you start your journey, make sure that your vehicle can cope with the demands of high-speed driving. You should check a number of things, the main ones being fuel, oil, water, and tires. You also need to plan rest stops if you're making a long journey. Question 31. How should you signal if you're going straight ahead at a roundabout? Answer is A. Signal left just after you pass the exit before the one you're going to take. To go straight ahead at a roundabout, you should normally approach in the left-hand lane, but check the road markings. At some roundabouts, the left lane on approach is marked left turn only, so make sure you use the correct lane to go ahead. You won't normally need to signal as you approach, but signal before you leave the roundabout, as other road users need to know your intentions. Question 32. You're reversing into a side road. When would your vehicle be the greatest hazard to passing traffic? Answer is D. When the front of your vehicle swings out. Always check in all directions before reversing. Keep a good lookout throughout the maneuver and remember that the front will swing out as you reverse into the side road. Act on what you see and wait if necessary. Question 33. What does this sign mean? Answer is A. No overtaking. Road signs that prohibit overtaking are placed in locations where passing the vehicle in front is dangerous. If you see this sign, don't attempt to overtake. The sign is there for a reason. You must obey it. Question 34. What does this sign mean? Answer is B. Crossroads. The priority through the junction is shown by the broader line. You need to be aware of the hazard posed by traffic crossing or pulling out onto a major road. Question 35. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. Water across the road. This sign is found where a shallow stream crosses the road. Heavy rainfall could increase the flow of water. If the water looks too deep or the stream has spread over large distance, stop and find another route. Question 36. You're at a junction controlled by traffic lights. When should you wait at a green light? Answer is C. When your exit from the junction is blocked. As you approach the traffic lights, look into the road you wish to take. Only proceed if your exit road is clear. If the road is blocked, hold back, even if you have to wait for the next green signal. Question 37. How will a police officer in a patrol vehicle signal for you to stop? Answer is B. Flash the headlights, indicate left and point to the left. You must obey signals given by the police. If a police officer in a patrol vehicle wants you to pull over, they'll indicate this without causing danger to you or other traffic. Question 38. Your vehicle is stationary. When may you use its horn? Answer is D. When another road user poses a danger. When your vehicle is stationary, only sound the horn if you think there's a risk of danger from another road user. Don't use it just to attract someone's attention. This causes unnecessary noise and could be misleading. Question 39. Your car requires an MOT certificate. When is it legal to drive it without an MOT certificate? Answer is C. When driving to an appointment at an MOT center. When a car is 3 years old, 4 years old in Northern Ireland, it must pass an MOT test and have a valid MOT certificate before it can be used on the road. Exceptionally, you may drive to a pre-arranged test appointment or to a garage for repairs required for the test to drive vehicles that are more than 40 years old without an MOT test, but they must be in a roadworthy condition before being used on the road. See gov.uk for more details. Question 40. When are you allowed to use hazard warning lights? Answer is B. When stopped and temporarily obstructing traffic. You mustn't use hazard warning lights while moving, except to warn traffic behind when you slow suddenly on a motorway or unrestricted dual carriageway. Never use hazard warning lights to excuse dangerous or illegal parking. Question 41. You arrive at the scene of a motorcycle crash. The rider is injured. When should their helmet be removed? Answer is D. Only when it's essential. Don't remove a motorcyclist's helmet unless it's essential. Remember, they may be suffering from shock. Don't give them anything to eat or drink, but do reassure them confidently. Question 42. A collision has just happened. An injured person is lying in a busy road. What's the first thing you should do? Answer is D. Warn other traffic. The most immediate danger is further collisions and fire. You could warn other traffic by switching on hazard warning lights, displaying an advance warning triangle or sign, but not on a motorway, or by any other means that doesn't put you or others at risk. Question 43. What should you do if a tire bursts while you're driving? Answer is D. Pull up slowly at the side of the road. A tire bursting can lead to a loss of control, especially if you're traveling at high speed. Using the correct procedure should help you to stop the vehicle safely. Question 44. What should you do if your vehicle has a puncture on a motorway? Answer is D. Pull up on the hard shoulder or in an emergency refuge area and call for assistance. Pull up on the hard shoulder or in an emergency area and call for assistance. Don't attempt to repair your vehicle while it's on the hard shoulder, because of the risk posed by traffic passing at high speeds. Question 45. You lose control of your car and damage a garden wall. What must you do if the property owner isn't available? Answer is B. Report the incident to the police within 24 hours. If the property owner isn't available at the time, you must inform the police about the incident. This should be done as soon as possible, and in any case within 24 hours. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Question 46. Who's responsible for making sure that a vehicle isn't overloaded? Answer is A. The driver of the vehicle. Carrying heavy loads will affect control and the vehicle's handling characteristics. If the vehicle you're driving is overloaded, you'll be held responsible. Question 47. You wish to tow a trailer. Where would you find the maximum nose weight for your vehicle's tow hitch? Answer is B. In the vehicle handbook. You must know how to load your trailer or caravan so that the hitch exerts an appropriate downward force on the tow ball. Information about the maximum permitted nose weight can be found in your vehicle handbook or obtained from your vehicle manufacturer's agent. Question 48. You're about to start a journey towing a trailer. What should you do if you notice that a light on your trailer is not working? Answer is C. Repair the fault before continuing with your journey. You must make sure that your vehicle and trailer are roadworthy. Check that your tires are legal and the brakes and lights are working properly. If any of these things are not working, you must not drive or tow your trailer until the fault is repaired. Question 49. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. Local buses may stand at all times. This sign tells you that this is a place where local buses may stand, from which all other vehicles are prohibited during the time shown. Question 50. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. Pedal cyclists to dismount at end of a cycle lane, track or route. This sign tells pedal cyclists to dismount at end of a cycle lane, track or route. For more practice and updates, click on the video you're watching on the screen. Keep building your confidence and get closer to passing your theory test. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.